কথা শুনো ভালো কথা উল্লসিত হবে ইয়া তোমারে তারিতে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নবদ্বীপে অবতার তোমারে তারিতে শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য নবদ্বীপে অবতার তোমা হেন কত দিনহীন জনে করিলেন ভব পার বেদের প্রতিজ্ঞা রাখিবার তরে রুক্মবর্ণ বিপ্রসূত বেদের প্রতিজ্ঞা মহাপ্রভু নামে নদিয়া মাথায় সঙ্গে ভাই অবধূত সঙ্গে ভাই অবধূত নন্দসুত যিনি চৈতন্য গোসাই নিজ নাম করি দান করিল জগত তুমিও যাইয়া লোভ নিজ পরিত্রাণ সে কথা শুনিয়া আসিয়াছি না তোমার চরণ তালে সে কথা শুনিয়া আসিয়াছি না তোমার চরণ তালে ভকতি বিনোদ কাঁদিয়া কাঁদিয়া আপন কহিনী বলে এমন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়া আছি আমি এমন দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়া আছি My wicked mind brought me into this world, O Lord, but one of your pure and elevated devotees has come to bring me out.
You saw me so fallen and wretched, took pity, and came to me saying, where was I? O humbled soul, please listen to this good tiding, for it will gladden your heart.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared in the land of Navadvip to deliver you. He has safely conducted many miserable souls such as you across the sea of worldly existence.
To fulfill the promise of the Vedas, the son of Brahma, bearing the name of Mahaprabhu of golden complexion, has descended with his brother, the Avadut Nityananda. Together they have overwhelmed all of Nadia with a divine ecstasy.
Sri Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself, the son of Nanda, has saved the world by freely distributing his own holy name. Go also and receive your deliverance.
O Lord, hearing those words, Bhakti-Vinod has come weeping to the soles of your lotus feet and tells the story of his life.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
What page?
185. Hari Hari Bipale Janama Goinu
Hari Hari
Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Sutta Hoilo Se Hey Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachi Sutta Hoilo Se Balarama Hoilo Nita Hari Name Ujarilo
This first verse, I don't know, for some reason the line always sticks in my head really quite intensely. O Lord Hari, I have spent my life uselessly, having obtained a human birth and having not worshipped Radha and Krishna. I have knowingly drunk poison. Janiya means knowingly, and Janiya Shunya Bishakainu is like, I don't know, it's an offering in humility, and it's an awareness. It's like we know we're doing things that are not helping us unconsciously, but then we also know that we're doing things that don't help us consciously. So he's saying, yeah, knowingly I have done things that are rough for my journey.
Doing something unconsciously wrong or help, at one time it was conscious. We just got ourselves in such a mess. We can't remember how we got there.
That's more innocent. This is like a very radical responsibility. It's like I've knowingly, like I'm aware of what I've done. Janiya, and it's like the way the line is sung is also like I really, really appreciate it. It's like Janiya Shunya Bisha Kainu. It's like this very sad, like kind of like I have knowingly done this thing. It's very amazing. Anyways, can read the rest of it.
The treasure of divine love in Goloka Vrindavan has descended as the chanting of Lord Hari's holy names. Why did my attraction for that chanting never come about? Day and night my heart burns from the fire of the poison of worldliness, and I have not taken the means to relieve it.
Lord Krishna, who is the son of the king of Raja, became the son of Sachi, Lord Chaitanya, and Balaram became Nitai. The holy name delivered all those souls who were lowly and wretched. The two sinners, Jagai and Madai, are evidence of this.
Jai Jaya Jagata Juda.
অনিতাই না বলিল মুখে মজিল সংসার সুখে ব্যাকুলে কি করিবে তা অহংকরে মত্ত হইয়া নিতাই পদ পাশারিয়া অহংকারে মত হইয়া নিতাই পদ অহংকারে মত হইয়া নিতাই পদ পাশারিয়া সত্যের সত্য করি মানে নিতাইয়ের করুণা হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে ধরো নিতাইয়ের চরণ দুখানি নিতাইয়ের চরণ সত্য আহার সেবক নিত্য নিতাইয়ের চরণ সত্য নিতাই পদ সদা করো আশ নরোত্তম বড় দুঃখী নিতাই মোরে করো সুখী প্রভু রাখো রাঙা চরণের আশ রাখো রাঙা চরণের পাশ দয়াল নিতাই দয়াল নিতাই দয়াল নিতাই দয়াল The holy lotus feet of Nitai, cooling like 10 million moons, in the shade of which the whole universe gains soothing relief. Without Nitai, O brother, no one can reach Radha and Krishna. Clasp his lotus feet with full conviction.
One who never got his connection passed his life in vain. Such an animal is so very wicked. He whose mouth never uttered Nitai, merged in mundane pleasures, how can his aristocratic lineage save him?
Madam, the cry for getting the lotus feet of Nitai. I embrace untruth as truth, but when Nitai gives his grace, you'll reach Radha and Krishna in Braja. Oh, embrace the lotus feet of Nitai.
The lotus feet of Nitai are truth. His servitors are eternal. The lotus feet of Nitai are truth. His servitors are eternal. Ever aspire for the shelter of his feet. Narottam is very sad. O Nitai, make me happy. Please keep me at your lovely lotus feet. Haribo.
Ki jai. Ahankare matta hoya. That's an intense line. Ahankare matta. Oh my God, Shyam. Ram, wow. What's going on, boys?
That's 15 and 18.
Did you guys lose again? No, we were going to the finals. Oh! Yeah.
I read something briefly. There was a little description. I didn't have time to see the whole class, but it was Vaishnava Maharaj speaking. It was posted on the website this morning.
Yeah.
And he said, all of that power of Lord Balaram Lord Balaram is so powerful. So many wonderful things to think about and hear about Lord Balaram. He said all that power came in Nityananda as mercy. Mercy going out to the fallen souls. With no qualifications. So sweet.
Hare Krishna, what a beautiful expression. Okay, maybe we should meditate on that, the position of Nityananda Balaram. And that is on Yonanto. Is that right? Yonanto Nantavaktrayo Niravadi Harisang Kirtanang Sangvidhate. Is that right? Yovadhate Dharitrim. Yeah, that's it. 322. Yet another priceless, matchless gift by Srila Guru Maharaj. 12 Sanskrit shlokas giving us the ontological position of Nityananda Balaram. Very merciful gift. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we can all chant this together. Everyone remember how to chant this? We're going to need a little primer. Starts on 322. Okay, this is that 21 syllable per line meter. All these compositions are made more wonderful by, you can say, maybe the word is not restrictions, but there's restrictions on how you compose these things. There's particular ways of combining these syllables in a way that is very beautiful and has different names for the different type of poetry, etc. And to fit such a, you can say, cosmic or eternal gift within 12 shlokas, helping us to understand the conscious basis of the world around us and actually our own source, our own existence. It's actually unbelievable. This Dwadashakam is wonderful. And it's composed in this Sanskrit meter that has 21 syllables per line. So they're said in groups of 7, as we've said before. Yo nanto nantavaktrayer, that's 7 syllables. Niravadhi harisang, 7. Kirtanang sangvidhate, 7. 7, 7, 7, 21. Okay? Yovadhatte dharitring shirasi niravadhi kshudradhuli kaneva. Like that. Okay? 7, 7, 7. We chant it, we worship it. We worship Guru Maharaj, and we beg that his revelation that he contained within these conscious shlokas can reveal in our heart and ultimately our fundamental existential relationship with Sri Balaram, Balaram Nitai, will manifest itself within our heart. Jai Shriman Nityananda Dwarashakam ki jai. Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakshaka Sri Dhadev Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
It's page 322, boys.
Yo nanto nantavaktrayer niravadhi harisang kirtanang sangvidhate yo vadhatte dharitring shirasi niravadhi Kshudradhuli kaneva Yasheshashchatra shayya sanavasana vidhai sevate te yadartha Shri Nityananda Chandram bhaja bhaja satatam Gaura Krishna pradam Shairya Kshirashayi Sakala Bhuvanapa Sarva Jivantarastho Yovagarbho Dashayi Dashashata Vadano Veda Suktair Vigita Brahman ब्रह्माण्डाशेषगर्भा प्रकृतिपतिपतिर् जीवसङ्घाश्रयाङ्ग श्रीनित्यानन्दचन्द्रम् भज भज सततम् गौरकृष्णप्रदं तम् यस्यांशो व्यूहमध्ये विलसति परमा व्योम्नि संकर्षणाख्य आतन्वन् शुद्धसत्त्वं निखिलहरिसुखम् चेतनं लीलया च जीवाहङ्कारभावास्पद इति कथिता कुत्रचिज्जीववद्या श्रीनित्यानन्दं तं भज भज सततं गौरकृष्णप्रदं तम् यश्चादिव्यूहमध्ये प्रभवति सगणो मूलसङ्कर्षणाख्यो द्वारावत्यान्तदूर्धे मधुपुरी वसति प्राभवाख्यो विलासः सर्वांशी रामनामा व्रजपुरी रमते सानुजो यस्वरूपे श्रीनित्यानन्दचन्द्रम् भज भज सततम् गौरकृष्णप्रदं तम् श्रीकृष्णो प्रेमनामा परमसुखमया कोऽप्यचिन्त्य पदार्थो यद्गन्धात् सज्जनौघा निगमबहुमताम् मोक्षमव्याक्षिपन्ति कैवल्यैश्वर्यसेवा प्रदगण इति यस्याङ्गत प्रेमदातुः श्रीनित्यानन्दचन्द्रम् भज भज सततम् गौरकृष्णप्रदं तम् यो बाल्ये लीलयैकः परममधुरया चैकचक्रानगर्याम् मातापित्रोर्जनानाम् मथ निजसुहृदाम् ह्लादयंश्चित्तचक्रम् तीर्थान् बभ्राम सर्वान् उपहृतजनको ह्लादयंश्चित्तचक्रम् न्यासिना प्रार्थितश्च श्रीनित्यानन्दचन्द्रम् भज भज सततम् गौरकृष्णप्रदं तम् भ्रामाञ्च तीर्थान् यतिमुकुटमणि माधवेन्द्र प्रसङ्गात् लब्धोल्लासप्रतीक्ष्य प्रकटितचरितम् गौरधामा जगाम श्रीगौर श्रीनिवासादिभिरपि यमवा पालये नन्दनस्य श्रीनित्यानन्दचन्द्रम् भज भज सततम् गौरकृष्णप्रदं तम् प्राप्ताज्ञो गौरचन्द्रादखिलजनगणोद्धारनाम प्रदाने यः प्राप्य द्वौ सुरापौ कलिकलुषहतौ भ्रातरौ ब्रह्मदैत्यौ गाढप्रेम प्रकाशै पितरुधिरवपुश्चापिता भुजहार श्रीनित्यानन्दचन्द्रम् भज भज सततम् गौरकृष्णप्रदं तम् Sakshat Gauro Gananam Shirasi Yadavadhu Tasya Kaupina Khandam Sangdhartum Chadidesha Savayavanavadhu Sprishta Drishto Vivandhya Brahmadhyanam Apiti Prabhu Parihritaka Namapi Sveshta Pita Shri Nityananda Chandram Bhaja Bhaja Satatam Gaura Krishna Pradantam Udhatum Jnana Karma Dyapahata Charitan Gaura Chandro Yadasao Nyasam Kritva Tumaya Mrigamanushritavam Grahayan Krishna Namo Taschayevan Vadhavat Sthala Janagahane Yogitasyeshta Cheshta Shri Nityananda Chandram Bhaja Bhaja Satatam Gaura Krishna Pradantam Shri Radha Prema Lubdho Divasani Shitada Svadamattai Kalilo Gauro Yanchadi Desha Svapagadkara Kritam Krishna Nama Pradadum Gauravatham Dadauya Subhagaganadhanam Gauranama Prakamam Sri Nityananda Chandram Bhaja Bhaja Satatam Gaura Krishna Pradantam Shri Radha Krishna Leela Rasa Madhura Sudha Svada Shuddhaika Murtao Gaure Shraddhang Dridhang Bho Prabhu Parikarasam Rat Prayachadhamesmin Ulamyam Grinhi Yasya Khila Bhajana Katha Svapnavachaiva Mithya Shri Nityananda Chandram Patitya Sharanadam Gauradam Tam Bhajeham.
This song is actually complete ontology. It is so comprehensive to understand the position of the Lord and everything. It's unbelievably wonderful.
So, as we read this, if any questions come up in your mind, let's try to discuss them because they're fundamental. Or if a question comes to your mind and you don't want to discuss it, then just pray to Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, let it reveal. Lord Nityananda's representation as Ananta Shesha possesses unlimited mouths which propagate and glorify Lord Hari's holy names and attributes. Ananta Shesh constantly holds the weight of the earth planet upon his innumerable hoods as if it were an insignificant particle of dust. Ananta Shesha serves the Lord in several ways, manifesting himself as the Lord's personal umbrella, resting place, and clothing. Let us eternally worship that great personality, Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
Lord Nityananda's partial manifestation as Shirvakashai Vishnu functions as the preservation principle of the entire universal creation and is localized within every soul as Paramatma. Another eminent expansion of Lord Nityananda is Garbhodakshai Vishnu, that all-imposing figure whose thousands of heads are eulogized in the Vedic orations. Lord Nityananda's presence is further extended in his expansion as Karanodashai Vishnu, the supplying principle encompassing unlimited universes. Lord Nityananda is the master of the Lord of material nature, Karana Dashayi Vishnu, who is the shelter of all living entities. Let us eternally worship that great personality, Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
Are you guys following this at all? You know that the Lord comes and is breathing out so many universes, and then he enters into each universe as Garbhadakshay Vishnu, and he enters the hearts of all living entities as Shivakshay. That is all, those are all expansions of Nityananda Prabhu, who is not different from Lord Balaram.
Would you explain the different Lord Vishnu a little bit more clearly with their names?
What did you say?
Explain the different Lord Vishnu with their names a little bit more.
Oh, so Karanajakshay Vishnu. Karna means cause. So Lord Balaram, who is Nityananda Prabhu, he expands himself as Shankarshan, Mool Shankarshan, so many pastimes in Dwarka and Mathura. And that expansion is in Vaikuntha along with so many other Vishnu forms and another form of Shankarshan. Then that Shankarshan, who is Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayan, he's expanding himself as the Lord who's lying down on the causal ocean, and when he breathes out, billions of universes are coming out. Not billions. You can't count how many. And they're like tiny little golden seeds. Universes, not planets. And this is a small universe, actually. So they're all floating on the Viraja, the causal ocean, and then he goes into each one of those as Garbhodakshay Vishnu, who's lying down in the bottom part of each universe in an ocean. And from him, Lord Brahma comes, and he's lying on Anantashesha, and Anantashesha is doing so many things, and holding he's holding all the planets on one of his hoods. You know Anantashesha, right? And he doesn't know which one it is. All these planets are like pieces of dust, including this one. We should remember these things. And so then Mahavishnu, or who's lying he's also expanding himself in each universe as Kshirodakshay Vishnu, who's lying down on an ocean of milk. And just like the sun, you know, if you have tons and tons of little pots of water, you're going to see the sun in all those pots. So he's in one place, but he's also in every living thing. He's within your heart, my heart. He's within every atom. And so those are those expansions. And they are all expansions of expansions of expansions of Nityananda Balaram.
I have a question. I'm kind of like basically confused. These are all things that I had heard about Krishna, and now I'm hearing that Balaram has Vishnu forms, and I don't really understand.
Oh, I can explain that.
Okay.
I mean, a little bit, not like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying, but. So, Balaram
We were just talking about this with Balaram the other day.
Oh, yeah, you know. So, Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna, but that's not in terms of time. This is first meaning not in time, but the closest. But he's like a mirror, meaning he is the giving potency. He's Krishna with the giving mood.
Supplying. And
so it is Balaram who's expanding himself. But this is a very interesting ontological point that I heard Guru Maharaj talking about the other day, like 2 or 3 days
really
ago.
Was the other day.
That Vasudeva Sarvamiti, so you say Vasudeva is the all-encompassing, and that is Krishna. And Krishna is always there. Krishna is present everywhere. But in the higher sphere, Krishna and Balaram are two and plain. But the expansion of Krishna as Balaram is the one who's expanding into all these different forms. But, so, I mean, honestly, I have to hear it a few more times, but that point, that Lord Balaram is non-different from Krishna, he's his first expansion, but like a mirror, he's in the giving mood, and everything is expanding from him, actually. All the different expansions of Lord Narayan and Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, and all these things are coming from Balaram, but at the same time non-different from Krishna, because Krishna is always everywhere. So that did not explain much.
No, that was very good.
Oh, okay. It's really very fine. But, sometimes we just hear these things over and over again, and suddenly we're like, oh, so.
That was like a very basic point.
Oh, okay. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, these are very fine, subtle things, because even though we're conscious units, we're very unacquainted with consciousness.
Yes.
And, I think one way that's been helpful for me to sort of understand this is that Lord Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, is in his play with Sri Radha, and he is essentially, you can say, the enjoyer of reality. And his potency as the supplying potency for the creation of the stage and the players of the play, maybe is the way to think of reality, is Baladev. So anything that is engaged in that aspect of supplying, whether it be the universes or the living beings within the universe or the energy of the universe, how the whole thing works, preserving it so that it doesn't, it's just one big conflagration, etc. All those principles are all Balaram. Balaram is in that service of supplying for the Leela. And Krishna is at the very basis of reality, but he is experiencing Anandam. Ananda Leela Maya Vigrahaya. Ultimately, Radha Krishna is found in Mahaprabhu. Hemava Divya Kavi Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. So we can think of the Lord in that position. But anything that's engaged in some seva, some supplying of anything to the Leela, that's a potency of Lord Balaram, of Nityananda. Yeah, all the way up to the highest plane. Okay, I don't know, just contribution. Okay, number 3.
Lord Nityananda's presence is further expanded
within this. Oh, I'm sorry. I speak earlier with the others.
Lord Nityananda's presence is further extended within the spiritual abode of Vaikuntha in his partial manifestation known as Sankarshan. In Vaikuntha, Lord Sankarshan performs spiritual pastimes which are fully transcendental, situated in pure goodness and all pleasing to Lord Hari. As mentioned in the revealed scriptures, Lord Nityananda is the individual temperament of ego existing within the living entity, and he sometimes appears just like an ordinary living entity. Let us eternally worship that great personality, Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
So this is, again, a lot of times people have a question on that word. Lord Nityananda is the individual temperament of ego existing within the living entity. You're like, really? But it's not that complicated. I mean, God is the source of us. In the end, we exist as a potency of the Lord, and that necessity of individuality and individual free will. Individual free will means ego. Okay, it means we have some idea of our own individuality. There's corrupted ego and real ego. But that sense that we are an individual and that we have free will, which is true, that's all coming from the supplying potency. We are necessary, in other words, for the play of reality.
And I think it's important, like especially I wanted to say to the kids, because this is really important, because we don't see these things. But when there is a time when all the, you know how the mind is just going blah, 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 and we're seeing everything through a filter of the mind. But when that becomes clarified, we will see things very differently. So we're thinking, what, the Earth planet is on the hoods of Anantadev? I don't see Anantadev anywhere. Our consciousness is not perceiving very fine things at this time. But that can clear. And we can begin to see real divine reality. Whereas now we only see like a junk that we want to enjoy. So we're really limited right now. But that can clear. It can clear. And the power of the Holy Name is very clearing about it. And you can see everything as a miracle. Do you need some help? You'll see everything as a miracle. So, there's a tree. A tree came from a tiny little seed, and there are billions of trees in that seed. Because every tree will have so many seeds and so many things. But we don't see like that, because we're thinking, I like that tree, but I don't really like that tree. So we don't see very clearly. But gradually we will begin to understand and feel, there's divine presence everywhere, and it's all astonishing. So just so we can realize that we're not seeing everything very clearly at the time, right now.
Okay, verse 4.
Lord Nityananda, Lord Nityananda, who is the fountainhead of the primary Sankarshan, exists in full splendor, separate from the original quadruple expansion, and is known as Mula Sankarshan. That all-attractive personality, Sri Sankarshan, performs his wonderful pastimes in the spiritual realm in the regions known as Mathura and Dwaraka. The transcendental city of Dwaraka is situated just below the city of Mathura. It is in these spiritual places that Lord Sankarshan and his associates Aniruddha and Pradyumna exhibit their particular pastimes, scripturally known as Prabhava Vilas. Nityananda Prabhu, in the form of Lord Balaram, is the ultimate source of all incarnations and sportively plays in the charming village of Rajapur with his younger brother, Lord Krishna. Let us eternally worship the great personality, Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And Prabhava is a very interesting word, because Prabhava means origin or source. So their Leela is like originating realities, you can say. Prabhava Vilas. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, and that's the mystery of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, right? Where Balarama and Krishna are, in a time frame they appeared. Krishna and Balarama appeared before Mahaprabhu and Nityananda on this earth, but you can say the ontological sense, who's the source? Actually, in one sense, the giving nature of Mahaprabhu. Anyways, these are higher topics, but the giving nature of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda is said to be more original, you could say.
Yeah, it's like Achintya Veda, that simultaneously there's the distribution is going on with Krishna as the origin, but Balaram is the executor. So, together these things are happening. Krishna appears as the source, but the functional source is Baladev.
Very good. Okay, go on.
Pure unalloyed love for Lord Krishna, which is unconceivable to all, embodies the most supreme and intense happiness. When the devotees of the Lord realize the joy of such love, they cast away the unnumberable doctrines offered by the Vedas, including the soul's emancipations. Lord Nityananda openly bestows pure love, automatically including worship of the non-differentiated Brahman and service offered in Vaikuntha, which is nominated by opulence and grandeur. Let us internally worship the great personality of Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gurudev, who is Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
Any questions about that? Okay. Well done.
When Nityananda Prabhu was a small boy, he performed sweet and charming pastimes in the village of Ekachakra. His pastimes invoked the deepest heartfelt happiness in his mother, father, relatives, and close friends. Once a renunciate arrived at the house of Nityananda and prayed to the boy's father for his son. Lord Nityananda was placed in the hands of the renunciate and left to visit the holy places of pilgrimage, wandering throughout the length and breadth of India. And that renunciate is said to be Madhavendra Puri, who was the guru of Ishwar Puri, who ended up, I guess you could say in a formal sense, bringing Mahaprabhu into the line of pure seva, or you can say Mahaprabhu blessed Ishwar Puri by being his guru. But Nityananda was taken from that place in Ekachakra where he was born. And Gurudev showed Avadut Maharaj actually one tree in that village that's not marked, but it is an enormous banyan tree. And he said this is the place where Hadai Pandit, Nityananda Prabhu's father, watched him walk away with the Madhavendra Puri. It was hidden beautiful things. Let us eternally worship that great personality of Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
Nadia? You read the next one, number 6.
It's 7.
Oh, sorry.
Nityananda traveled from place to place with the crest jewel of the renounced order of Madhavendra Puri. In the pure associate of Madhavendra Puri, Lord Nityananda experienced the most joyful symptoms of ecstasy. After this, the Lord journeyed to Navadvip, where he eagerly waited for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to reveal his beloved nature to the world. Shortly followed Nityananda's arrival. Lord Chaitanya himself, in the company of Sri Nivas Pandit and Haridas Thakur, went to the house of Sri Nandanacharya and found Nitai there. Let us eternally worship the great personality of Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
All right. It's a lot of Sanskrit there, Nadia. Good job.
Nityananda Prabhu was ordered by the Golden Moon, Sriman Mahaprabhu, to deliver the masses the wide distribution of
Lord Krishna's holy names. One evening, Lord Nitai encountered those two drunken and sinful brothers, Jadai and Madai, who were previously Brahmadita demons of the first order, acting under the devastating spell of Kali Yuga. Suddenly, Nitai was attacked by Madai, whereupon his body became smeared with blood. In response, Lord Nitai exhibited deep affection for the welfare of the two brothers and rescued them from their abominable condition. Let us eternally worship the great personality, Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
Lord Gauranga instructed his family members and followers to wear pieces of Lord Nityananda's coping respectfully on their bodies, so pure and impeccable of the characters of Nitai that even he is seen holding the hand of Yavana's wife and carrying a bottle of wine. Nonetheless, he remains supremely worshipable by the great demigods such as Lord Brahma. Lord Nityananda is also the desirable object of those exalted devotees who can steal away the heart of the Lord. Let us internally worship the great personality of Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
So I would make a small commentary here, because others may say, oh, I'm a follower of Nityananda, so I can also be carrying a bottle of wine and doing all kinds of things. But that isn't at all true. Nityananda, the point is that Nityananda Prabhu is the Supreme Lord. Whatever he does is good for everyone. He is all pure. He's all sweet and merciful. And everything he does is uplifting for the whole environment. So it's not like everyone can say, oh, well, I can just... That will be degrading for them and for everyone else. So that's just a small point there.
And this description of Nityananda Prabhu carrying a bottle of wine, it indicates the degree of his mercy. That the great souls, they descend to our level to help us. So we have that experience with our line of gurus. They come and they sit at the table and take prasadam with us and talk with us. So Nityananda Prabhu, he was so merciful that he reached out. He reached out even to the drunks and such. He was so kind and so merciful that he took that level of descent to like the deepest degree practically, just to help deliver the fallen souls. So it's rather than being indicative of any like problem with Nityananda, it's indicative of the intense degree of his mercy. Nityananda Prabhu is so kind. He doesn't look for any kind of qualification. He just wants to give us the connection with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu, his position, not only being above any kind of conditioning which will lead to, alcohol and stuff like that, he was the deepest merciful incarnation to help all the fallen conditioned souls. And this story is just the it's just the indicator of that deep position of Nityananda Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharsh. Verse 10.
Number 10. Wrong.
Accepting the renounced order of life and distributing the Lord's holy names, Lord Gauranga chased after those souls who had been spoiled by the doctrines of dry, argumentative logic and a motivated, fruitive activity like Lord Gauranga's own shadow. Nitya Prabhu, accompanied the Lord over land and through rivers, waterways, and jungles. In addition, Lord Nityananda is the desired goal of all Gaurangas and Devours. Let us eternally worship the grand personality of Sri Nityananda Chandra, who can freely grant the association of that golden Lord Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
So day and night, Lord Chaitanya was intoxicated with the intense desire to taste the sweetness of Sri Radhika's divine love for Krishna. Sriman Mahaprabhu instructed Lord Nityananda and his associates to go out and profusely distribute the holy names of Lord Krishna. However, Lord Nityananda instead plentifully distributed Lord Gauranga's name, the most precious fortune available to the living entities, with no impediment at all. Let us worship that great personality, Sri Nityananda Chandra, who freely grants the association of Sri Gauranga Dev, who is none other than Lord Krishna.
O Nityananda Prabhu, Emperor amidst the personal associates of Sriman Mahaprabhu, kindly grant this fallen soul deep and resolute faith in that pure and divine figure of Sri Gauranga. Lord Gauranga's personality exclusively embodies the sweet nectar relished deep within the devotional mellows of Sri Sri Radha Krishna's pastimes. But if your lotus feet are overlooked, then all so-called devotional orations and prayers meant for the highest worship become false like a dream. I worship you, that great personality Nityananda Chandra, who openly bestows shelter to the most fallen souls, freely granting the association of Sri Gauranga Dev.
I was thinking maybe to tell a couple of pastimes of Lord Balarama.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. There should be one more. Let's just sing verse 8. Yeah, please, Jaydev. Of the Dasharavatar story.
So my question basically is like how can we rely on the Lord's mercy? Like we're told that He's chasing us down, that He really wants to rescue us, that He will he'll dig deep for us to get us out of the hole that we're in. And from my position, I know I'm continuing to make mistakes. I know I'm continuing to overlook the feet of the Lord. And I don't have I know there's a relationship there, but I'm feeling kind of blind to that relationship. And so I'm wondering on the one hand, I know that the Lord is merciful, that the Lord is forgiving, that the Lord really wants me to be an associate, and at the same time, I'm wary of taking advantage of that. And so I'm wondering, my question basically is how can we rely on the Lord's mercy in good faith? I guess.
Sure. I mean, I can say my own experience of this. We've been granted by Balaram, by Nityananda, our own individual free will and our own identity. We are individual, and we have freedom to wander this world in many different intentional postures. But for the most part, we are not living very intentional lives. Most people don't have very many conscious moments during their day. They think they're conscious because they're like, oh my God, I want that. Oh my God, I want that. And it's that's passes for consciousness for a lot of people. Oh my God, I really don't like what that was. But actually, the soul is asleep through these kind of superficial interactions. A lot of our spiritual life is bringing ourselves into an actual intentional state in our day. The Lord is going to allow us to become caught up in running after superficial things that are temporary. And for most people, that's called life. If there is a moment of honest reflection, of honest asking for the mercy of the Lord, that has so much meaning, because He's there wanting that for us. But that expression has to be refined and refined and refined and refined within us. And that process of that expression of having a relationship with the mercy of the Lord is called Sharanagati. That's the ultimate practice of bhakti. Is to start to bring the relationship with the Lord into the moments of your life. And Guru Maharaj says when you actually can practice Sharanagati, you'll start to see friendliness everywhere. That everything wants to move you toward your relationship, toward your service, toward your fulfillment, toward the highest prospect of your possibility. Everything wants to move you in that direction. And if you think of everything with this understanding, we should think of Lord Balaram. We should think of Nityananda. Actually, literally everything is coming from him. So Guru Maharaj is saying that environmental push that is full of good wishes toward you, full of mercy toward you, full of the desire for you to realize your prospect, your fullest potential, is around you. But that is the fruit of Sharanagati, the fruit of our offering from our side, which is, I want to live for you. And I'm going to see all these moments of my fate as offerings, willing offerings. Right? So we have to move into that position of actual intention in our life, that we're living for the Lord. Or even a moment of honest intention if we say, I am so confused and curled up in my pretzel of my own misconception and all my conflicting, cognitively dissonant desires, crashing around in me, and say, Lord, help me. Right? Like an actual prayer. It's not, if we didn't have free will to interact, then everything is dead, everything's stone. So the reality is mercy is surrounding us. Mercy wants to give to us. But something is necessary from our side, which is the refinement of an actual intentional desire for that mercy. So it's that sweet. It's that wonderful. That mercy is awaiting anyone regardless of their past, regardless of their qualification.
And at any moment, it's like when we're feeling like I'm insincere. I feel like this pretty much a lot of the time. And especially if I can't sleep at night, I'm just like sitting and just wallowing in my brain. And I'm thinking, I have nothing. I really have no sincerity, nothing. I'm just I'm just sitting in this pot of mental impressions. And then I think, Hare Krishna, and reaching out, and I'm thinking, they're not affected by that. Their mercy is not affected by my problem. Anytime we can reach up for that. That's the power of the holy name of the Lord given by Mahaprabhu and ushering us to that by Nityananda Prabhu. Immediately. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your situation. The hand of a Yavana's wife holding a wine bottle. He doesn't care. He's avadut. He doesn't care. He can do anything to save you. It doesn't matter who you are.
He's not disturbed by the depth of your depravity.
You don't have to wait. Oh yeah, then when I get really qualified and I'm really good, and then I'm going to try to approach Krishna. Like, how are you going to do that? Like, how are you going to get to that state without His mercy? Right now, He wants right now. Stani stita shrutikatam. Whatever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, go
Hare Krishna. Right. Contribute.
I think just one nice meditation on this is that we've actually been guided and directed many times prior. So we have some historic timeline that we can look at, and we can't deny it. So that's also forward moving, right? There's so much mercy that's coming to us. And, it's kind of a simple story, and it's certainly not a perfect story, but it's helpful, right? Where it's like that, there's a huge flood that's happening, and on the roof of the flood is a man who's standing there, and he's like, Lord, save me. And, the boat goes by, and he's like, jump in the boat. He's like, no, I'm waiting for my Lord, and then, the helicopter comes, and he's like, I'm waiting for my Lord, it's going, and then finally he drowns, and he ends up in some other realm, and he's like, Lord, I asked you for so much help. And he's like, I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter. I sent you, so many situations. I'm, right there with you, And so, that's where we get these kind of sentences of, for those who have eyes can see, right? Because actually there are so many. That's what this idea of actually, that mercy is here. Actually, it is flowing towards you in all moments. And we have been, in the different kinds of valleys and dark journeys that we find ourselves in, we found, there was some assistance that came to me in that dark time. And in fact, I remember we were with Madhusudana Maharaj right here on the front deck, and Jayashree actually, she asked him a question. She said, what should we do when we're raising teenagers? And I thought it was kind of just an interesting...
give up right now.
But it was interesting because it was a very informal moment when we were standing on the deck with Maharaj. And I can say I didn't expect his answer at all. And he said, we can pray to the unseen guardians. And he goes, and Guru Maharaj has verified that they're there and they're helping us. So it's we are not aware of the upper world, but the upper world is aware of us. And we wouldn't be sitting in this room when they're saying, how is it possible that the Lord is searching for his devotees? I'm sitting here. I was in Liberty Park, and now I'm not in Liberty Park. And who he uses as his messenger may be very mysterious, right? So, there's so many layers of hopefulness. And one thing that I find particularly relevant about this festival day is because Lord Balaram is signifying, individuality, you can say. And one of the most, for me, just exciting and, compelling things about Krishna consciousness, period, is the fact that Lord Balaram he has a full personality that's described, and it's very extreme, and it's different than Krishna's. And it makes me immensely hopeful that there is a conception of divinity where the different people that are trying to offer themselves to the Lord are full of personality. And they're not cookie cutters. They're not all arriving in the same outfit with the same thing, with the same job, and just throwing this. It's Lord Balaram is such an extreme personality. And the fact that look at this sentence here that said, it's just amazing. Lord Nityananda is the desired goal of all of Gauranga's endeavors. It means Krishna loves him we don't even know what that kind of love is. He's the goal of the supreme Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarna Karna of the universe. He doesn't go anywhere without Lord Balaram. We don't know how awesome Lord Balaram is if the supreme creator of all that exists won't go anywhere without him. And you kind of hear Lord Balaram's kind of he has a slightly short temper, and he has these strong feelings, and we equate that with he feels things strongly, that's not devotional. And it's just you don't know we don't know what full-fledged offering to the Lord with your own personality infused is, right? Because we're so covered in layers of strange forgetfulness and selfishness. But just the very ideal that there is a full personality that is cent percent the Lord's own, right? His heart, right? My heart is yours and your heart is mine. That kind of feeling is so exciting. And then what's the nature that you're reading about? The nature of really kind of the self-realized souls of the universe is that they have tremendous amounts of compassion. which is amazing because it's such an amazing and important arc to go like, okay, so I start to learn how to control my senses, and what do I become? Intolerant of everyone around me who doesn't have, like, the control that I have, right? And it's like, they're so foolish, and they don't know what they're doing, and they're causing themselves trouble, and me trouble, and a little, like, ad infinitum. They can't control themselves. And then when you start to go to the next layer up, it's like, not only very self-controlled with an actual vision of reality, but immensely loving towards, like, their expression of relationship with everything. So that's Lord Balaram. He's not only himself, for himself and by himself, fully for the Lord, and the Lord is fully for him, right? But he's also compassionate, and he deals with everyone in his own kind of way, right? Which is also wonderful, right? Like, that's like, in the Brahma Vimohana Leela when Lord Brahma, takes the cows, and then Krishna expands himself into the cows, and there's this one day that happens where the baby cows see the mother cows, and the sons see the fathers on accident, because they're supposed to keep the baby cows separate, right, so that they can milk the cows and stuff. And the fathers see their own sons, and the babies see their moms, and they start pouring tears, and, like, running towards each other on the hill. And my favorite part of that whole story is, like, Balaram looks at Krishna, and he's just like, this is not normal. Like, just saw each other at breakfast time. And he does this funny thing where Lord Balarama, he says he gets a 3/4 smile and glances out of the corner of his eye at Krishna and is like, I know you're behind all this. And then you go like, there's so many layers of secrets in reality. They have their own heart relationship. They have fun. They have their own play. But not only that, they're also expanding to, what we can say, like, in the darkness of Kali Yuga, all these, like, hellishly selfish kind of worlds. And their nature is actually like, yeah, and we'll go there too, right? So Nityananda Prabhu, he's like this extension of, like, you could say lava-like mercy. And his devotees are also like that. I say even Nityananda Prabhu's son is even more merciful than him. And there's a very famous, like, his followers are very eccentric, Nityananda's direct followers. Like, there's one follower of Nityananda, he has, like, a bullwhip. And if he whips it, he won't whip it. They get pure love of God. And it's just like, it's very amazing. And then you go, oh, well, that's also, it just makes everything about spiritual life that much more exciting. Because there could be hope for even the things that I am interested in their more developed form to be an offering. Right? Something like that. So, anyway.
Okay. Jai, thank you for the question, and thanks everyone for their thoughts. Okay, so maybe what we should do is, are we going to do Arti today also?
Well, we do, there is a new Arti.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, maybe one story about Lord Balaram.
For sure, we should discuss. Devotees can, I think maybe we have a discussion of Lord Balaram right now, and then we read. We should sing that Dashavartar Stotra maybe after the talk. But we've been talking for some time. Maybe we just kind of go around, and if anyone has anything to share for a few minutes, let's do that.
You mean before the pastime?
No, like the pastime is a sharing.
Oh, including that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to wait till the kids come back in.
Do they know that they're coming back in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we were listening to Gurudev talking about Lord Balaram this morning.
Yeah, this is kind of nice. Gurudev was talking about. So Lord Balaram is Krishna's older brother, and Nani will tell more stories. Hopefully I'm not telling the same story she does. We've understood his ontological position a little bit by the grace of Srila Guru Maharaj. But in the end, it's all such tasteful expressions of divine play and divine consciousness. He was born, according to the Bhagavad Purana, he was born to Vasudeva and Devaki, but then his person, his conscious.
He didn't take birth. He was just
yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh.
you could say he was transferred from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini, who was in the home of Nanda Maharaj. So he was born as Krishna's older brother from a different mother. He came before Krishna, and always, you can say in the Leela of Balaram, he's coming before Krishna. And generally in a form that's more powerful and a little taller than Krishna. So he's the older brother, and he's always a little bit bigger. In Ekachakra Dham, there's beautiful they're said to be life-size deities of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu.
14 feet.
And they're 7 feet high. Mahaprabhu is 7 foot high, and Nityananda Prabhu is 7'2", which is said to be their actual heights at the time. And Bala means strong, means power, means force, and Ram means pleasure. And he has many names. Sometimes he's called Balabhadra. Bhadra means, you can say, pleasantness or satisfaction, Balabhadra. And he has a countenance that's very smiling and very generous. He's always his personality is described so beautifully, and his play is so wonderful. He's very impulsive in his play, and he can display his mercy to people and by punishing them quite quickly. There are many stories where Lord Balaram, becomes disturbed by a particular aspect of someone's ego and their behavior, and that's the end. But that's also mercy, extreme mercy. The story that Gurudev was telling was when Krishna and Balaram grew up, they were actually born from royal family. But they grew up in Vrindavan, which was a village of cowherders in a you could say a lower Vaishya class. But then as they became older, it was clear what their actual lineage was, and they rejoined a great lineage of kings called the Yadu dynasty. And at this time, Balaram and Krishna were kings within Dwaraka. And there was another king called Jarasandha. And Uddhava was the minister of the kingdom. And he would, call the meetings like how we're going to deal with Jarasandha. And so everyone's thinking, what is the best way diplomatically? Is there any way, how would we deal with this guy? And Balaram comes in, he's like, you basically, I'm going to paraphrase. He's like, you people in your meetings, why are we meeting about this? Just I'm going to go there and I'm just going to take him out. And there it is. That's the problem solved. And I'll hit him once, his head will come off, and then kind of what is there to talk about here? And Uddhava, Gurudev says, Uddhava knows Baladev, and Uddhava is very wise. And if he comes back with any type of resistance to Balaram, then he goes, Uddhava knows, then maybe Balaram will smack me. So Uddhava says, oh Balaji, we know that, this is your character and your ability, but we're just thinking Lord Brahma actually, had this prediction that Bhima would, kill Jarasandha, and Jarasandha would be killed in this certain way, and we're really trying to, the real problem here is that we're trying to make what needs to happen, but in line with, the prediction of Lord Brahma, because we don't want to go against that, word, and he's like, of course your idea is, really good, but, we just have these, other complications here. And he goes, and Gurudev says, and then Baladev was very pleased, and he said, you do what you need to do, and he left the meeting. But he's breaking the rules, but he's also to understand, there's a play that's happening. Duryodhana is the bad guy in Mahabharata, and Balaram is famous for carrying two things, the plow and the club. But Balaram is the guru of Duryodhana for club fighting. And of course, Duryodhana is an amazing club fighter. And when the war happens, because he has this relationship with the Kurus, the other side of the Mahabharata war, Balaram is has a loving relationship toward the bad guy. And so he withdraws from the war and goes to the Himalayas and does his penance while the war is happening. And then, at the end of the war, Duryodhana is fighting Bhima in a mace battle, and then Krishna tells, there's all the rules of mace fighting, but you never hit below the belt in that time. If you're doing one-on-one combat, you never hit below the belt. And then, they're fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting for so long. And then Krishna looks at Bhima and goes, and hits his thigh. And that's basically telling Bhima, hit him in the thigh, break his leg, and that will be the end. So then Bhima does it. He breaks Duryodhana's leg, and Balaram gets up. He's ready to kill Bhima. He's like, you fought, improperly. And then Krishna calls Balaram out. He says, hey, remember, Bhima made a vow, because earlier in the story, Duryodhana had exposed his thigh to the wife, Bhima's wife, Draupadi, and basically hey, come sit on my lap. And he exposed his thigh, and then Bhima had made a vow, I will break that thigh. So then he broke that thigh, and Krishna said, hey, he made a vow, and that was, Duryodhana knew about that vow because he said it straight to his face, and then Balaram's like, okay. But he has, this thing where he's always adding something fresh and exciting and intense and sometimes shocking to the pastimes, and breaking rules. No rule can, bind him. Always he's breaking rules and making things very interesting in that way. And of course, his heart is also, quick to anger, also quick to give mercy. It's quick to grant a boon, quick to give a gift. That type of heart. That type of personality. Anyways, we're using our little tiny words and our tiny little plane of perception to describe divinity. But, he showed us some of his play. And today is the day he came. Krishna is said to be dark-skinned, Shama Sundar, and Balarama is said to have white skin. So also the dark and the light always appearing together. So today is the full moon. He was born on the full moon. Krishna is born in the 8th day of the waning moon, the darker moon. So in such a way, all these things are happening properly within our tiny place and time within this vast universe, yet so specifically, so significantly. And today is a significant day. We'll all see the moonrise tonight. And it's not dead. It's not dead matter. It's all very alive if you can attain the sight to see it in the lens of Balaram consciousness and Krishna consciousness. So, Jai Baladev ki Jai. Anyone else want to share?
I can share a story.
Yeah.
Now my mind is flooded with so many stories, because really Lord Balaram's pastimes are so, and the pastimes in Dwarka, the pastimes in Mathura, and the pastimes in Vrindavan. When the Lord appears in every Dwapar Yuga with Balaram, Krishna and Balaram both appear. Do you know this? Can you guys hear? You can hear? In Dwapar Yuga, I'm going to come over this side because I can't see you. Here. So in every Dwapar Yuga, there are 4 yugas, right, in the cycle. It's like the seasons of a year. They keep coming around and around. And in every Dwapar Yuga, which is the yuga just before this one, Kali Yuga, Krishna and Balaram always come. But they don't show Vrindavan. Vrindavan is not shown. Dwapara Yuga after Dwapara Yuga after Dwapara Yuga, many in one day of Brahma. But once in a day of Brahma, the Lord comes and shows his Vrindavan pastimes. This is very, very different. So even though, and the same with Mahaprabhu always comes in every Kali Yuga to spread the Hare Krishna Mahamantra as the Yuga Dharma, but only in one day of Brahma does he come as Radha and Krishna combined, and is infusing the Hare Krishna mantra with that kind of divine love. This is this Kali Yuga and that last Dwapara Yuga. So this is an inconceivable time to be living in the human form, where we can have full free will to decide about actually leaving this world or staying in it. And deciding, and anyway, there's so much to say about that. But so the Vrindavan pastimes of Lord Balaram are very rare to be known. So in this Dwapara Yuga, as Sudarshan was saying, he appeared in the womb of Devaki, but by his divine desire and the action of Yogamaya, who is his consort, he was transformed to the womb of Rohini, who was staying in Vrindavan with Krishna and with Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, because her husband was in prison. You remember that story? Devaki and Vasudeva were in prison, right? So he was born. I'm not as usual, but in this Dwapara Yuga, he appeared in Vrindavan, and he was so beautiful. Guru Maharaj said his complexion is white, but sometimes it's compared to the moon, or sometimes it's compared to milk. But he said, really, it's like ice. Like the whiteness of ice. Very brilliant and beautiful. He's so beautiful. And his hair is like agreeable negligence. It's all kind of messy. It's not organized. It's around, it's in his face. But he's so gorgeous to look at. And his clothing is the color of a peacock. Very blue, peacock blue. And he's got these two weapons. But in Vrindavan, mostly, they're just wandering around with sticks, and they've got garlands made out of forest flowers, and they're just, from one step to another, are infinite pastimes. The Lord is infinite, and every moment is infinite. Every movement is infinite. No one can say all the pastimes of the Lord that would happen in 15 minutes. No one can conceive of that many wonderful things. So his pastime of breathing out universes as his expansion is not a very big deal to him. He's sleeping. He's not even like paying that much attention. So this is all wonderful. So, many things happen, and so many demons came to Vrindavan, right? Why did they come? Do you remember? Why did demons come to Vrindavan? Yes.
Because King Kamsa sent them to kill Krishna.
Yeah, because King Kamsa heard, the eighth child of your sister is going to kill you, right? And he's like driving the chariot of his sister on her marriage day, and he's like, yeah, I do that for my sister. I have so much love for my sister. And then as soon as a prediction came, Kamsa, you're kind of dumb. You're driving the chariot of your sister, but her eighth son is going to kill you. And immediately his sword was out. He's just going to take her head off. Like, all affection gone. And then Vasudeva had to, But anyway, so he knew that he would be born, but he was hidden. So he's like sending all of his friends there to take care of him. But one of those was Pralambasura. And Pralambasura, he he pretended to be a cowherd boy. They all had mystic. They're like shapeshifters. But a shapeshifter doesn't actually change his shape. He can decide how you are going to see his shape. So he came in a beautiful cowherd boy with his turban and his stick and his lunch bag and his, whatever he's and he's trying to merge into the cowherd boys. And the cowherd boys don't care. They're not noticing anything. They're just, But Balaram was like, who is this guy? And, of course, he's the lord of the cowherd boys. And when Nityananda Prabhu comes, he's Balaram, and all of his close associates are all cowherd boys. The cowherd boys come with Nityananda. And they're all amazing. They're not like, doody-doody-doody. They're all powerful. They're slapping cobras, and they have big whips, and they're playing with tigers. Nityananda Prabhu's associates. These cowherd boys are all really powerful. And, otherwise, why would Nityananda Prabhu or Lord Balaram want to play with them? They're all very powerful and so soft-hearted. Anyways, so Pralambasura is, so they have a game, and the one who wins the game gets to ride on the shoulders of the team who loses. And there's mostly Krishna's on one side and Balaram's on another side. But Balaram is stronger than Krishna. So Subal Saka is usually on Krishna's side, and he's very, very strong. And he came as anyway, that's another story. But anyway, so they're playing, and of course, Lord Balaram's side wins. And if Lord Balaram's side doesn't win, there's trouble. Lord Balaram's like, no, you didn't win. He's always winning. So even if he loses, he's the winner. This is part of his heart-melting personality. So anyway, Pralambasura goes over and goes, oh, you're so great. He was on Krishna's side. And he goes, why don't you ride on my shoulder? So Balaram says, okay. And he gets up on the shoulder. And they're running around, and it's super fun. And then Pralamba, who put Balaram on his shoulder, goes wandering away from the rest of them. And Lord Balaram was like, what's going on here? And then Balaram made himself, don't forget, his expansion as Anantadev has all of the planets on his heads, and he doesn't know where they are. They're like pieces of dust. He doesn't need, like if you got a piece of dust on your head, you're not going to even notice, right? So Lord Balaram suddenly made himself very heavy. And we can't even conceive of that kind of heavy. So this little cowherd boy shape, he expanded himself as Pralambasura, a huge guy. And he's just, boom, boom. He's like, I'm going to take this kid out. And there's Lord Balaram sitting on his shoulder. And Lord Balaram goes, oh, I get it. Took his club, boink, and that was the end of Pralambasura. He punched him, right. He punched him with his fist. And Pralamba's like, his eyes are all popping out. His head comes apart. Everything's like, and he falls down like a big mountain that's been hit by the thunderbolt of Indra. And then they hear this big crash, and the boys are coming, and beautiful heavenly flowers are coming out of the sky, and there's wonderful sounds, and they began to praise the power of Lord Balaram. And the music went on for hours, chanting Balaram's name. And the music went on. And chanting of Lord Balaram's names. So, Jai Balaram.
Okay.
Jai, thank you. Shoot.
1:40.
I know, it's really late. Okay. Jai Gauranga, did you just...
Well, I'm not going to impede. You just danced off.
You're not going to what?
For hours.
You know what? Let's just sing just one. I mean, I feel like we should sing at least... we'll just sing... Okay, we'll sing only verse 8 on the Dashavatar Sutta.
Really?
Yes, only verse 8.
And then we'll check them
Page 269. And then we'll do...
What page, sir? Can I have the bigger marble?
Yeah.
What page?
269, right?
269.
Thank you.
Okay, and quick version if you're saying it right. Are you saying it?
I don't know.
That's only because I was
I know, we should definitely. Anyways. Okay, we're at least going to sing this.
We're singing the whole one? Or
No, just verse 8 on page 269. Vahasi Bapu Shivishade Vasanam Jaladavam. Yes.
Vahasi Bapu Shivishade Vasanam Jaladavam. Alahati Priti Milita Jamunavam. Vahasi Bapu Shivishade Vasanam Jaladavam.
Alahati Priti Milita Jamunavam.
O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of Balaram, the wielder of the plow, all glories to you. On your brilliant white body, you wear garments of the color of a fresh blue rain cloud. These garments are colored like the beautiful dark hue of the river Jamuna, who feels great fear due to the striking of your plowshare.
That is another pastime. I just want to share one thing real quick. Gurudev, when he was talking about Balarama holding, he always is described as holding two, a club and a plow. And he says that plow controls electricity. And Gurudev said, like this electromagnetic, because ultimately Baladev is the source of all the energy in the world, right, in the universe. And everything is ultimately, this sort of vibrating electromagnetic energy. Anyways, that plow is like that. So when he's changing, the course of a river or something like that, it's actually at the fundamental level of what's happening. It's just whoosh. So.
He touches the demons with his plow and they're melting.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Jai Shri Balaram Ji ki jai. Jai Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Hari
Hari.
নিত্যানন্দ রায় গদাধর জয় জয়
নিত্যানন্দ রায়
योग आरती की जाए। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार शिशिल भक्ति सुंदर गोविंद देव गोस्वामी महाराज की जाए। जय श्री चैतन्य सारस्वत आचार्य वृंद की जाए। ओम विष्णुपाद शिल भक्ति रक्षक श्री धदेव गोस्वामी महाराज की जाए। श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जाए। जय श्रीमन बलराम जी की जाए। जय श्री देवकी माता जी की जाए। जय श्री रोहिणी माता जी की जाए। जय श्री नंद महाराज की जाए। जय श्री वासुदेव प्रभु की जाए। जय बलदेव पूर्णिमा की जाए। जय महामहोत्सव की जाए। आविर्भाव महोत्सव की जाए। वृंदावन धाम की जाए। मथुरा धाम की जाए। द्वारका धाम की जाए। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोविंद श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरी गोवर्धन की जाए। जय पंचतत्व प्रभु की जाए। यमुना देवी की जाए। गोवर्धन धाम की जाए। जय गंगा देवी की जाए। श्री तुलसी महारानी की जाए। जय कुलदीप धाम की जाए। अपराध भंजने पद की जाए। श्री चैतन्य सारस्वत मठ की जाए। सारस्वत गण भक्त वृंद की जाए। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जाए। निताय गौ प्रेमानंदे। जय श्रीपाद भक्ति विग्रह न्यासी महाराज की जय।
Dave.
Dandavat to all the devotees online, from Ecuador, from all over the world. Thank you for tuning in. All the time. And the other one too, please. Dandavat. The second one. They're recording.